everyone, welcome back to Marx Library Live.
So it is week four?
Week four.
And today we have something really
useful
and near and dear to our hearts. So we probably should tell us who we are first. And I'm really red today. Like, I just noticed I am like all red.
Matching.
We try. Here at the Marx Library. Okay. So I am all in red, and my name is Beth and Stephanie, and I am the Arts and Humanities Librarian here at the University of South Alabama.
And I'm Stephanie Eversart. I'm the Social Sciences Librarian here at the Marx Library.
And today, children, we want to talk to you about something very,
very important to helping make sure that everyone can use the materials in the library for a long time.
That we take such effort and thought into the collection. It's not like it just happens randomly. Like, we put a lot of thought into what ends up on the shelf.
And spend a lot of money doing so.
And a lot of time. There's a lot of time that goes into making sure what you guys need access to on the shelf gets there. From Stephanie and I buying, to the people who get it in, to the people who catalog it, to the people who shelve it, right? There's a lot of effort that goes into that. But the fastest thing that can destroy and or dismantle all of that work
is you mistreating a book.
You mistreating a book.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to care for your book. Or rather, we're going to talk about how not to care for your book.
Okay, so just so you know, this seems a little strange, I know, probably, to those of you who have never, or not part of the blockbuster generation, but you're not the only person who will use this book in the history of its life, like in its lifespan. So you're checking it out, somebody will come behind you and use this.
Okay, so these are designed to be used by lots of people over and over and over and over again.
Yes. So like Blockbuster.
Different from buying a book and keeping it at...
Right, which is totally different from your textbook. So the stuff we're going to talk about today does not apply to your own textbook. Like, if you own it,
do whatever
you want to with it. But you don't own it. We own the library books. They're ours. Not me, but like the library.
The university, yeah.
Yeah. So state property. So let's talk a little bit about what not to do. So the first one, and one of my personal favorites. Oh, and we should say, these books have all been withdrawn from the library, so we are not damaging anything
that you might actually use.
Yeah,
these are books that have been taken out of the collection because we don't need them anymore.
Or there's multiple copies or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first one, which we see a lot of, right, is the dreaded...
Marking.
And what kind of markings do we tend to see?
Well, usually it's someone's got a book and they're studying and they're like, ooh, I need to remember this thing about technological improvements resulting in the modern specialized nature of production. That sounds boring. But I need to know it for my test, so I'm going to highlight it. And in addition to highlighting,
you're going to end up with these large chunks of pink highlighter.
Or orange.
But I love the fact when they highlight like half the page.
Oh yeah, see, I did a nice neat highlighting. But
no, this is what more likely what we actually get.
Yeah, but either way, neat highlighting or messy highlighting, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't highlight it. It's not your book. The other thing, just because you think it's really useful to you, the person coming, I probably will not want to. The things that you're looking at aren't relevant to me, right?
Right.
So this is distracting for me.
It's distracting and it's damaged to the book.
The other thing that we see all the time...
Notes in the margin.
Marginalia, right? Notes in the margin. Like things that say, like, interesting. Or your very lucid and compelling ideas about the argument that's happening in the book.
One time I received a photocopy of an article and it had... WTF written.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Which I do in my own books. Like, I'm
right.
like, what? And so, like, that is not the way to take notes in a book.
Right. So how do you take notes?
It's not your book. So I'll do two things. Personally, I have a system that works for me. This may not work for you, but I am a Post-it note taker.
Oh, that's what I do. In fact, I could have grabbed a book from my office full of Post-it
notes.
Full
Me too, because I've got a million of them. So I do like Post-it notes if I need to actually like write something in the Post-it note. I'm also a huge, and we'll talk a little bit about this in a second when we talk about the other dreaded thing, a big flag person. So like I'll color code ideas, and then I'll like take notes somewhere else and then color code it back to here. If you have to write in a book, like you were being compelled to do so, You must
By
mark
forces
something.
unknown.
Yeah. Use a pencil and then erase it.
Yeah.
Before you return the book, please.
Yeah, and if you put sticky notes, take those out
Yeah.
before you return the book.
Yeah, because somebody's got to do it,
Someone
and we don't
will
want
have
to do
to
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So the marking one is the one that we see all the time.
Yeah, and in fact, actually, I got this book from the withdrawals, if I can speak today, and it already had markings in it. So
Yeah.
someone had actually done that. I didn't even need to mark it
Yeah, and
up.
just because someone before you did it doesn't mean you now have permission to do it because some person who was less smart than you came before you and marked in it.
Right, you
Like,
wanna
don't
make-
contribute to the graffiti.
Don't make it worse.
Yeah. So please don't highlight. If it's your textbook, knock yourself out, break that highlighter, highlight the entire page if you want to, which then suddenly you've lost the point of highlighting because now you've just colored. But
But if it belongs to us,
please don't highlight it.
don't mark it up.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the next thing?
The other thing that I really don't like, we don't like that's like physical bad to the book, right? Especially with the paperback like this kind of binding, cracking a spine. It's the fastest way to like destroy a book. So this is going to be very like
Cathartic?
I think.
There it goes.
Oh, there it went.
Yep.
So you see now you've got like this big
Seam.
broken seam,
And
you
after
look,
a while, it starts to wear away at the book. And
It's
sometimes
just
actually just a
glued.
single crack will make pages fall out.
pages fall. It's probably this one will do because it's starting to like already tear. So this happens when you like bend the spine of a book like this, or when you read it like this,
Or when you set it face down. on
oh
the
face
table.
down and then put something on top of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. You can break and look, it's never going to close right again. You can break a spine in a hardback. It's just a little bit harder.
Yeah, but it's still possible, especially if you try
What?
if you try to.
And bigger books.
Yeah.
So this works if you're trying to photocopy. Please be careful when you're photocopying
Yes,
from a
that's
book.
an excellent point.
That will break a spine really quickly,
So,
especially if it's big. The
don't-
spine's wide and fat.
Don't do this.
Don't do that. What's next, Stephanie, in like the physical destruction of a book?
So the next thing is the way that we mark the books. One popular way of marking books is, I think people can see it.
Oh, I'll hold it for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is, let me find a page I need to keep.
221 looks good.
Yeah, I think I really need this disposition of
Unfair labor practice cases.
So,
I mean, first you should lick it. Gross.
it's got my DNA now.
Now, I know. Now we can trace it back to you. So what do we call this?
We call it dog earring.
Dog earring a page.
Which sounds adorable, but it's not.
It's not fun. So what does that do?
It damages the book because you can never get that crease out.
Yeah.
And it makes it difficult to close, especially if there are a lot of them. It's when someone else goes to read it,
It's annoying.
it's annoying. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't dog ear pages. Also, I don't understand the point of dog earing pages because if you dog ear 40 pages,
They're all dog-eared.
they're all
Yeah.
dog eared. So how does that indicate anything
Which
to
one
you?
is more important?
Right? So that's when these wonderful little like flag things come in handy.
If you need to mark multiple pages.
Yeah, and you could probably have some sort of system.
Right.
And you can write on it too.
Yeah, you could indicate.
So you could indicate why
this
you
is
flagged the page.
Class labor cases.
Yeah, you can indicate the reason you tagged it. These are super cheap.
Yes.
Like, I mean, these are like the little post-it versions. There's plastic ones. They come in like a cool little like Kleenex dispenser
And you just
thing.
you pull them out, yeah.
Yeah,
And the next one comes out after.
Yeah, Kleenex dispenser. So, super cheap. You have no reason to dog your pages. Okay, the other thing about marking, we like to call these, which is kind of disgusting, but we see these all the time, are unconventional bookmarks.
Yes.
And most often, unconventional bookmarks are food-related items. So
So-
you're having a little snack.
Maybe you just got some sushi.
You laugh. We've
No,
seen it.
we're not
Ketchup
joking.
packets.
We are not joking.
My all-time favorite, the Reese's peanut butter cup, like wrapper that you were eating and then like needed to dog ear the page. And now the page is all greasy
So I'm
and
going to put this,
peanut buttery, which smells delicious,
but you've ruined the book.
but you've ruined the book. And it's gross.
Do you
because-
really want to pick up a book where someone else's like disgusting peanut butter cup has rubbed off on the page?
And like that's gonna get nasty sitting
Yeah.
on the shelf, right? So please don't use unconventional bookmarks. And you can imagine all sorts of
We
unconventional
have so
things.
many bookmarks in the library. Or use a post-it note.
Okay, unconventional bookmarks, no good. So don't put your ketchup packet in here. Okay.
Okay, another thing we want to talk about is if you have a book and it's damaged or it gets damaged while you're using it, don't try to fix it on your own.
Right, and this may not be your fault. I mean,
Right.
sometimes the books are not in great condition. They're older, and a page may fall out. Don't try to,
So I brought some tape because sometimes people do this.
Please don't scotch tape it back
Don't
in.
scotch tape it back together. Don't duct tape it back together. Don't staple it back together.
No, because we have people in the library that either can fix it with, like, specialized repair stuff, right? Because we want it to be able to, like, not be all janky and...
We want it to close correctly. We want people to be able to read it. We want to make sure all the pages are there.
Right, like, we don't... So, we'll fix it properly, or we'll get another copy of it if we need it, right?
Yeah, because we have people who actually know how to fix it with things better than...
Right. Okay, the other thing, these are just some, like, more, like, we know you're studious and things happen sorts of situations, but the one that we see, and just broke the spine on that one, did you hear it?
Crack.
One thing that we see a lot...
The coaster.
The coaster.
Taking a sip of your coffee, you're
Make
really
sure I get a little
busy.
bit on here, you're busy, oh, and you just set it down in the book.
Or you set it on the cover.
And you set it on the cover. And now...
You have a lovely
we have a
little coffee
wonderful
ring.
little coffee smooge / ring.
Which again smells delicious, but
Dude,
it's
this book
disgusting.
smells amazing. It now smells like coffee and peanut butter, which it smells great, but it is nasty now. And, like, nobody wants to use whatever this is
Whatever it
anymore.
was.
Right. Nobody wants to use it.
Long time coming.
And this one, you think that's weird, but a lot. We see
Oh,
wine,
yeah. You see
wine
this-
rings in a
So
lot
that's
of them.
serious studying
I mean,
right
that's
there.
some serious studying.
But yeah, we see the cup rings.
On the top. A
On the
lot.
top.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Stephanie, what's the last one?
Or the last one that we see is water damage.
Now, some things happen, and it's
It's out of your control.
unpreventable, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a, what do you call that? Acts of God.
Act of God, yes. So there's a flood,
Your car gets flooded.
or your roof leaks.
It happens.
It
And
happens.
we understand that kind of stuff,
But
right?
there are kinds of water damage that you can avoid.
Like swimming pools.
Yes, bathtubs.
That's a big one. The
Everyone
beach.
loves the beach. People love to read in the bathtub. They love to read at the beach. Don't do it with the library book.
Please don't do it with a library book, because...
Oh boy, which
Here,
one?
you want to do this one?
Yeah, let's do this one.
It's our swimming pool.
Here's our swimming pool or our bathtub full of cool
Do,
water.
do, 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 do.
I'll see.
Okay, so
Maybe you're taking a bath and you don't realize the bottom inch is in the water.
the bottom inch is in the water. And now,
Okay, so what happens when a book
immediately,
gets wet? It swells. It's going to never close the same. Even if you dry it flat,
their pages are going to stick together. It's
Yeah.
already swelling.
it's already swelling.
We're already here.
Sometimes the covers will
Warp.
or
And
the
they'll
ink
bleed.
They'll bleed. Yeah, the ink will bleed.
So they'll bleed into the book, and then this is just awful. Like, no one can use this now.
So keep that in mind too if you're maybe carrying books in the rain. Like make sure they're protected.
Yeah, backpack. We'll just put that one back in the pool. But we're saying, and you're like, guys are probably like, this is ridiculous. But no, these are all things that we've seen.
We've seen them. We're not making this stuff
We're not,
up.
not making this up. And I've actually been guilty of the coffee one a couple times myself, which makes me sad. But just be careful and conscientious with books that don't belong to you. And this definitely goes, so we're talking about our books, right? Because they're our our library books. But also, if you guys are doing ILL,
Yes, if you get a book through interlibrary loan,
be even more careful.
because that book belongs to another library, and they graciously lent it to us to lend to you.
Yeah, and all of those ILL agreements that you guys benefit from are really just that. They're like nice relationship agreement kind of situations.
And one of those conditions is that their books get returned to them in good shape.
in the same way that they came
Yeah.
to them. So we are our ILL people are real careful and particular about that because they want to maintain those really good relationships, right? We don't want to be known as the library that like returns
this. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what if they mess up and they do damage a book? What should they do?
Lie. No. Drop it in the book, drop it, run. No.
Quit school, start somewhere else.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I would say if you do this to a book, You drop it in the pool, you take it swimming, you take it in the ocean or whatever. Please don't try to hide it. We know it's your book. And the library will ask you to pay for it. And libraries can do things like, make sure that you do by like not letting you register for classes, which we don't want to happen, right? So just fess up, be honest. We'll work with you, we promise. We have all sorts of things we can do, like just the price of the book, waiving all that. So we will work with you to make it happen.
And don't just like keep the book and never turn it in.
No, because you also need to graduate.
Right. And also, just, if from the more... Someone else might need to use
Right, you're altruistic. I'm thinking I'm selfish. I'm like, girl, you gotta graduate. No, I mean, yes, someone else will probably want to use that book, but also, like, you need to get all your things sorted so you can register and graduate. I'm just trying to get at it. Like, it's all about me. So if you do something like that, just let us know. Let the people at Circulation. They're really friendly, really cool. They'll try to work with you. Now, ILL is the same way, right? Yeah. They'll know. We will know what happens. Just
come in and explain what
happened, right? You got caught in the rain. We get it, right? We've been there too.
We've been there.
Flip-flops getting sucked down drains. We get it, right? So just, like, we're not out here to punish you guys in any way for stuff that happens.
And things happen to books just when they're getting used anyway.
Right, and we want you to use them. We want you to, like, get the knowledge you can from them, but we want you to just be thoughtful about how you use them.
Right.
Yeah, because they don't belong to you. Okay, guys.
All right, so I think we're right at time.
That was a good one. I feel like I don't know what to do with this like book that's just getting wetter and wetter and wetter.
Oh man, and it is bleeding already.
It's already a disaster.
Right, so we should review really quickly what we talked about. We talked about marking in books.
Oh yeah, so don't go crazy.
Don't mark with markers. I think that's the
one that's swimming.
Don't write in the margins if you have to, because for some reason you have to
use a pencil.
If
like someone is compelling you to do so,
do it. Okay, but can I have a pencil?
Use a pencil, right? Don't crack the spines. When using a book, don't read it like this. Don't bend it backward. Bend it back like this so I can try to photocopy it.
Don't use weird things as bookmarks.
Reese's Pieces, wrappers.
Don't try to fix it yourself. Like we said, we've got people who know how to fix these things. And don't take it swimming.
Don't.
Oh, right. I forgot the coaster.
Coaster. Don't take it swimming. Don't take it in the bathtub. It doesn't want a beach day.
No.
It wants to stay on your desk.
Books prefer to be dry.
They prefer to be dry and, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not real good in the water.
No.
Yeah.
They're not good with fire either.
Yeah, they're not really good with any of those things. They just kind of like 68 and dry. Yeah. Right? So yeah, keep them out of the sun and out of the pool.
Now that would have been a great example.
Oh my god. They don't want you to be a candle. Don't put a candle on
Don't put your cigarette out
on the book. Yeah, they generally don't smoke anyway, but they generally don't like fire, water, or cold. I mean, like real cold.
Or real cold, yeah.
Yeah.
So or really hot.
Yeah, they're kind of like me. I just prefer 72.
Maybe it's like, if you wouldn't do this to your cat, don't do it to a book.
It's a good point. Yeah, if you wouldn't do it to a dog or a cat, because dogs like pools.
Yeah, but cats don't.
Cats do not like pools, right. So if you wouldn't do it to your favorite cat, don't do it to a book.
All right, I think we've gone off the rails a little bit.
Yes. So. Okay, guys, so if you have any questions about things about books at all, or you have like a funny like story of what you've seen potentially in a book,
let us know. Let us know.
That'd be funny because I guarantee you we can beat it. Okay, so next week.
All right, so next week, do you want to talk about how to become a librarian? Is that okay?
We've had a couple people ask about that, and we're like, okay.
I guess we just make it look so awesome.
We can totally talk about it. It's the coordinating glasses with the outfits.
It is.
That's what draws.
You're right.
That's what draws them in.
Pinnacle fashion. Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about like how we became librarians and how
like how you could become one too. Welcome to join the cult. So yeah, we'll talk about that next week, and we'll just so not just necessarily about how you can become a librarian, but kind of like what our education looked like to get us here, right? Okay, so we'll be back next week to talk about that.
All right, so if you're not following us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook. We also have all of our previous videos on YouTube at Marx Library Live. And if obviously you're following us on Instagram, but make all your friends follow us on Instagram too. Yeah.
All right, guys. So on that note, we're going to take all these sad books and actually recycle them. So we will see you guys next week.
Bye, everyone.
Guys.